Hey, it's Monica Reyes, your energy and success coach. I'm here for you guys so you can live the life that you want and have the business that you desire. So today we're going to talk about how to overcome the fear of public speaking, and I'm going to give you 5 tips in order to do that. But before we get started, go ahead and subscribe to my video channel so you can get all the latest videos as I release them. And if you wait to the end, I'm going to give you a free gift that I know you're gonna like. So if you've got a fear of public speaking, don't worry, you're not alone. This fear is the #1 fear statistically in people like you and me, entrepreneurs. People are afraid of judgment, of being rejected. And so if you are experiencing this, really, let's start off with just accepting and understanding that there's nothing wrong. It's totally okay, and it's something that you share with a lot of people, including myself. This was something that I overcame, but I was able to overcome it and become a TEDx speaker. So I'm going to share my 5 tips and best practices in how to overcome the fear of public speaking so you can get on the stage powerfully and do what you're meant to do. So tip number 1, first thing you have to do is decide you want to overcome the fear of public speaking, right? It all starts with a decision, because this is not an easy road. You have to be consistent. It's going to take commitment. So the first thing we want to do is decide. Are you ready? Are you ready to get over this fear? And if so, you can move on to tip number 2. Tip number 2 is going to be practice, practice, practice. So what you might want to do is practice first in a safe place, right? Maybe it's in front of the mirror. Maybe it's in front of people that you feel comfortable with. Personally, it's always harder for me to practice in front of people that I know. It's always been easier for me to practice by myself in front of the mirror or in front of just an empty room. But really the key here is practice. The more that you practice your presentation or your speech, the more confident you're going to feel about the material, the more you'll be able to remember in the middle of your presentation, in the event that you forget, and you'll know what's coming up next. Really, the fear of public speaking stems from this fear of uncertainty. What's going to happen? I don't know if I'm going to forget. Am I going to blank out? Are people going to laugh at me? Are people going to judge me, right? And so the more certainty you can create around the situation, the better. Tip number 2. Put yourself in opportunities. So if you don't already have an opportunity, and this is something you've decided you want to change in your life, create the opportunity. Set up a workshop, right? If you're an entrepreneur, set up a workshop, or maybe join a Toastmasters. When I first started the public speaking, one of the things I did was join a BNI, Business Networking International, and I signed up for leadership positions so that I was forced to speak. That they also allow you to speak like a 45-second commercial. So every week I was forced to speak. Anytime I went to a networking event or any sort of social function, I'd make sure to really practice speaking to other people, or maybe I'd raise my hands where I normally wouldn't, and using the opportunity of the space of my reality to practice and push myself forward in this realm. Tip number 4 would be celebrate your wins, right? Celebrate the small wins. So every time you stand up and you do something, every time you speak a little bit more, every time you look somebody in the eye and say thank you, say hello, right? Celebrate those wins. Take time to be present and with yourself, and allow yourself to see, like, I'm moving forward, right? What is practice? Maybe even defining what is a measurement of success here for you. Like, if I have in the month of September, I'm going to have these opportunities. I'm going to say hello to these people. I'm going to raise my hand up, right? Push yourself, challenge yourself, face those fears, and then celebrate and have gratitude and have compassion for yourself, because in essence, this fear is just a limiting belief, and it's here because the likelihood of maybe a past experience, maybe something has happened to you, maybe it's a fear that you're inherited, maybe it's something from your childhood, but just know that it's just a program, right? So you also want to shift your relationship to the fear itself. So if you don't like that you have this fear, it's going to be a lot harder to change, rather than if you see it as neutral, if you just understand that it's just a program, it's just a habit, it's your subconscious mind that, something that has happened in your experience, and now you've got emotions, and now you've got these sets of behaviors and actions, and so let's just be neutral about it. It's just a program, it's just a fear, it's not a big deal. Let me move past it. I'm in the driver's seat now, I've made this decision, and I'm gonna do this. And now when it comes to speaking, Find out what works for you. For me personally, I like to be prepared. I like to use PowerPoint. For a long time, I used PowerPoint. I wrote out the bullet points, right? I don't necessarily like to bring up the script wherever I go, but I do utilize and leverage PowerPoint because it keeps me on my journey. And then when you can practice the slides, you can use the pictures of the slides to trigger a response or then know where you are in the story, right? This creates a lot of certainty, but it also allows you to be in control of what you're saying. The other thing that really served me well was memorizing the intro, the introduction, and also the way that I'm ending the video or ending the speech, right? So that for me, what used to happen was I would have a hard time starting it. I would need a warm up, and so I'd memorize the intro, so it was super powerful. And then in the middle, I started to find my flow. I was able to trust myself. I got confident. But then at the end, so that it's not awkward, I then memorized the outro, the call to action, or maybe I ended it with a powerful quote so that I left the audience with exactly the feeling that I want, right? The idea here is to be intentional. And so what I created was I created a way to be certain. I knew what I was going to start with. I had my PowerPoint slides, and then I ended it powerfully, right? And so that was a recipe for my own success. And then I kept practicing, I kept creating opportunities, and I kept pushing myself in order to become the speaker that I am today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you found the tips useful, and I hope that you get out there and you do exactly what you want to do because you have a public speaker within you. I know it. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit that subscriber button, and I would love to hear your comments, your thoughts, your insights, and if you have any questions whatsoever, go ahead and ask me. I love getting them. All right, so I hope you have a powerful and present day. Stay mindful.